Hey you guys, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Kat. Welcome back to my tribe. How y'all doing today? You guys, this is gonna be a quick video. I'm just here to answer a question. I done made this video like 3 times already. So I'm gonna answer a quick question. The question is, am I too old to be a surgical tech? I'm gonna say no, you're not too old to be a surgical tech. So most people that become surgical techs do become surgical techs at a younger age. I have seen and I've noticed a lot more older people going into the surgical tech field because it is a very stable career field. So if you're looking for some type of financial stability for your family, this is a great field for it. It's going to offer you more than what the average person is making. The average household income is a $60,000 household income, and that's with 2 people. And surgical techs are making well over $50,000 a year. I just want to say you're not too old to be a surgical tech because as long as you're healthy, let's just say that if you're healthy and you're able to stand up and to perform, you know, all the surgical tech duties where you have to lift on certain equipment that may be heavy and you have to be able to transfer the patient and set the rooms up. And sometimes, you know, when we get older, our body don't work for us the same way. So if that's the case, then this may not be the field for you. But if you are healthy and you're able to stand and, you know, do the duties that come with being a surgical tech, and one of the things that they do require at most hospitals, they'll say, is to be able to lift 50 pounds. And so if you can do all those things, then no, you're not too old. As long as you can keep up mentally and physically with the demands of the OR, you will be great. And also to add to being older in the OR, you bring a different dynamic because you have lived longer. So therefore you have more experiences in life. And that makes you a more valuable person. The person that is complete and whole is the best person for the OR to be on the OR team, not just, you know, a person that might fit one category. So like, let's just say if you have a younger person and yes, they're younger, so they're physically fit and they may be a little bit quicker on their toes. However, they haven't experienced life the way that you have. So maybe they call in, they, you know, they don't come to work, or when they come to work, they hungover. So it's those type of dynamics that when I think of older versus younger, that I think of. So if I'm thinking of a younger surgical tech, even if it's a woman or a male, I'm thinking, okay, they may have younger kids, so they're gonna have less availability, or they're not gonna be as flexible with their time. They might not be able to pick up as much call. And especially if it's a female, you know, she's probably going to be the one that's the mom and that needs to be able to pick the kids up and things like that. So when you're thinking of a younger family or a younger person, that's what I think of. When I think of older people in the OR, I think of they're more flexible, they've lived longer, so they can offer a different type of perspective when it comes to just being a surgical tech, because their life, they've lived life. So now this is more of a whole person versus, like, you know, a younger person that hasn't had as many experiences. I'm not down talking or saying anything bad about being young in the OR. I'm just saying, when you're looking at the age factor, if you are a healthy 40-year-old, I'm almost more inclined to hire, if it was me, a healthy 40-year-old over the healthy 20-year-old that got kids that might, you know, need a little bit more of their mom's attention. I know y'all gonna be like, yeah, but that's terrible to say, but I'm just being honest and explaining to you why I think you're not too old to be a surgical tech. As long as you can physically keep up and mentally keep up, you aren't too old to do it. Now, being too old also is a mindset. So if you feel like you're too old, then you are too old. But I don't think most people that have a healthier mindset about life ever thinks that they're too old or that something is out of their reach. So I will say that. But I don't think that you're too old if you're in your 40s and this maybe, or your 50s, and this is your second career. This is a great second career, especially if your kids is gone and you ain't really, you know, got nobody at home that you need to really be home and take care of. Even if you got a husband, like, you'll still, or a wife, you'll still be able to be home to cook dinner and things like that, depending on your shift. But if you got more flexibility in your day, then being a surgical tech is a great career. You're gonna make more money. If this is your second career especially, then this is a great addition to what you already have going on in your life. So I don't think being a surgical tech, or I don't think anyone is too old to be a surgical tech unless they feel like they're too old to be a surgical tech. And I do think that being older brings a benefit to the game because you just have more life experience in general, and that is an asset when you are in the operating room, especially if you're working with other physicians that are your age. And y'all probably listen to the same type of music. You know, you grew up around the same time. So you can relate to them in different ways that the 19, 20-year-old just can't relate to the dog because they grew up in a different era. So just don't ever think that you're too old or too young for that matter to be anything in life, no matter if it's a surgical tech or not. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. I just wanted to come and answer that. Okay guys, what I did want to say, and I forgot to put it in the video earlier, was that if you are a older surgical tech, then one of the things that you definitely need to make sure that you have in place is a career plan. So make sure that you can go out about 10 years, and I would probably do this before I even started going to school or anything, to make sure that I could see what it would look like for me in 10 years. I would look at my budget, because you need to consider why you're going to surgical tech school. So if you're going to surgical tech school, or if you want to be a surgical tech for the financial, you know, freedom that it offers you, or for the financial stability, we won't call it freedom, we'll call it financial stability that surgical tech offers you, you definitely need to have a career plan in place. And that career plan will have a exit strategy. So maybe you scrub for, you know, 1 to 3 years, and then another 1 to 3 years as a staff surgical tech, and then from 3 to 5 or 3 to 10 years you travel, because that's where you're gonna get the most pay as a surgical tech. Then do that. But before you can even really do that, you need to know how much money do you need to pay off the debt that you have, and how much money are you going to need to live in retirement the way that you want to live. And there's different ways to do that. I'm not going to get into that into this video, but I did want to make sure that I mentioned that a career plan is something that you definitely need to have in place if you are considering surgical tech for your second career. Now, even if this is for your first career, it's definitely important. However, when it's your second career, you don't have as much time to play with, so you want to go ahead and make sure that you have a plan in place so you can, you know, make the most out of the time that you do have. And so I just wanted to drop that in, you guys, because I do know that people go into this field and they have no idea. They're just like surgical techs, and then in a couple of years, you know, they decide that maybe they want to go to nursing school, or they want to, you know, do something different. And that's all fine and dandy, but it's not really a plan. It's just kind of they allowing life to happen to them. So I don't want life to just happen to you. I would like for you to have a plan in place so you can understand, you know, where you're going in this field. So that's all I wanted to say, you guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.